Shadow, the black leopard, and the lost boy, in the heart of the vast rainforest, where the trees towered so high they seemed to touch the clouds, a young boy named Leo wandered alone. The thick jungle was alive with sounds, the rustling of leaves, the distant calls of birds, and the occasional growl of something hidden in the shadows. Leo, who had been separated from his family during a hiking trip, was tired, hungry, and scared. His sneakers were caked with mud, and his stomach growled louder than the jungle predators. As he sat on a mossy rock near a stream, trying to calm his nerves, he noticed a pair of glowing golden eyes watching him from the darkness. His breath caught in his throat. Out of the shadows emerged a sleek black leopard. Its coat gleamed like polished midnight, and though it looked entirely black, faint patterns of rosettes shimmered when the light hit it just right. Leo froze. He remembered reading about black leopards or black panthers in a book once. These creatures were called the ghosts of the forest because of their stealth and rarity. This was no ordinary encounter. The leopard moved closer, its muscles rippling under its dark fur, but its movements were calm, almost curious. Leo whispered, "Are you going to eat me?" The leopard stopped, tilted its head, and let out a soft chuffing sound. It wasn't a roar or a growl, it was almost friendly. Leo decided to name the leopard Shadow. "Well, Shadow," he said nervously, "if you're not going to eat me, maybe you can help me." Shadow seemed to understand. With a slow, graceful movement, the leopard turned and padded off, glancing back as if to say, "Follow me." Leo hesitated but decided it was better than sitting alone in the jungle. "This is either the best idea I've ever had or the worst," he muttered as he hurried after the big cat. Shadow led Leo through the dense undergrowth, moving so silently it was as if he floated above the ground. Leo, on the other hand, was anything but graceful. He tripped over roots, stumbled into bushes, and swatted at bugs. Shadow occasionally paused to look back, his golden eyes full of amused patience, as if he were thinking, "How has this kid survived this long?" The jungle was a maze of sights and sounds, but with Shadow's guidance, Leo began to notice things he hadn't before. He saw a family of monkeys swinging through the trees and colorful birds perched on vines. Shadow stopped suddenly and crouched low. Leo followed his gaze and spotted a wild boar rummaging nearby. Shadow didn't pounce. Instead, he turned to Leo and tapped him gently with his paw, as if to say, "Not everything in the jungle is for eating, kid." As they continued, Shadow demonstrated his incredible skills. He climbed effortlessly up a tall tree, balancing on branches like a gymnast. From above, he dropped a ripe fruit for Leo. "Wow, you're a regular jungle chef." Leo laughed, wiping the juice from his chin. When they reached a river, Shadow surprised Leo by diving in and swimming across with powerful strokes. "Seriously? You can swim too," Leo shouted, splashing after him. One night, as they rested under the stars, Shadow curled protectively around Leo, his sleek body warm against the cool jungle air. Leo whispered, "You're not just a leopard, are you? You're like the king of this jungle." Shadow chuffed softly, a sound that Leo had come to recognize as approval. The days turned into a wild adventure. Shadow taught Leo how to move quietly through the jungle, avoiding dangerous animals. He showed him how to listen for subtle sounds, the snap of a twig or the rustle of leaves, that signaled something nearby. Shadow even introduced Leo to the concept of teamwork when they encountered a pack of mischievous raccoons trying to steal fruit from a beehive. Shadow distracted the raccoons while Leo carefully retrieved some of the fruit. "We make a pretty good team," Leo said, grinning. But not every moment was fun. One evening, they stumbled upon a trap, a crude pit dug by poachers, with sharpened stakes at the bottom. Shadow growled low, his fur bristling. Leo's heart sank. "People do this to animals like you?" he asked softly. Shadow's golden eyes met Leo's, and in that moment, the boy felt a surge of determination. "We have to protect this jungle," he said. Together, they covered the pit with branches and leaves to warn other animals. As their bond grew, Leo began to admire Shadow's quiet strength and grace. The leopard didn't just survive in the jungle, he thrived. Shadow taught Leo about resilience, about how to adapt to challenges and find solutions even in the wildest situations. When Leo worried about finding his family, Shadow would nudge him gently, as if to say, "Stay strong. We'll get there." One day, they climbed to the top of a rocky outcrop where the jungle stretched endlessly before them. In the distance, Leo saw smoke curling into the sky. His heart leapt. "That's a campfire. My family must be there." He turned to Shadow. "Can you help me get there?" Shadow led him through the thickest parts of the forest, navigating rivers and steep hills with ease. When they finally reached the clearing, Leo saw his parents searching frantically.
Mom.
"Dad," he yelled, running into their arms. His parents were overjoyed but stopped short when they saw Shadow standing at the edge of the clearing. "Leo, get back," his father said. But Leo shook his head. "No, he's my friend. He saved me." Shadow stood still, his golden eyes calm and watchful. After a moment, he turned and disappeared back into the jungle, his sleek body blending seamlessly with the shadows. Leo watched him go, tears in his eyes. "Thank you, Shadow," he whispered. Back at home, Leo couldn't stop talking about Shadow and the lessons he'd learned. He told everyone about the leopard's hidden spots, his incredible strength, and his quiet wisdom. Shadow wasn't just a leopard, he said. He was a protector, a teacher, and a friend. Years later, Leo returned to the jungle, hoping to catch a glimpse of the black leopard who had changed his life. Though Shadow remained elusive, the jungle's whispers reminded Leo of his friend's legacy, a reminder that strength comes from courage, kindness, and the willingness to protect those who cannot protect themselves. And somewhere in the depths of the jungle, Shadow watched from the shadows, proud of the boy who had grown into a man. Moral values, courage, and resilience. Shadow taught Leo to stay brave in the face of challenges and adapt to difficult situations. Kindness and protection. Leo and Shadow worked together to protect the jungle and its creatures, showing the importance of caring for others. Teamwork and trust. Their bond demonstrated the strength that comes from working together and trusting one another. Vocabulary words, melanism, a condition causing dark fur or skin. Example, Shadow's dark fur was due to melanism. Rosettes, spots on a leopard's coat. Example, Shadow's rosettes shimmered in the sunlight. Stealth, the ability to move silently. Example, Shadow's stealth earned him the nickname, Ghost of the Forest. Nocturnal, active at night. Example, black leopards are nocturnal hunters. Guardian, a protector. Example, Shadow acted as Leo's guardian in the jungle. Territory, an area an animal protects as its home. Example, Shadow guided Leo through his territory. Survival, staying alive in difficult conditions. Example, Leo learned survival skills from Shadow. Adaptability, the ability to adjust to new conditions. Example, Shadow's adaptability made him a master of the jungle. Prey, animals hunted for food. Example, Shadow carried his prey up trees to keep it safe. Rare, uncommon, or special. Example, seeing a black leopard like Shadow is a rare experience.